The case has been filed with our prosecutors.
From then on, ang daming nangyari. Pero isang pinangako natin ng ating Pangulo na ito'y mariresolba at yung po ang gagawin ngayon.
Thus, through the unique concerted efforts of the National Bureau of Investigation and the Philippine National Police, with guidance from the Department of Justice and Department of Interior and Local Government, a thorough and candid investigation was conducted jointly. As a result, the NBI and PNP have filed 2 murder charges today. The charges are as follows. First, for the murder of Percival Carag Mabasa, better known as Percy Lapid, we have charged Director General Gerald Kitaleg Bantag, DSO Ricardo Soriano Zulueta as principals by inducement. PDLs Denver Batumbakal Mayores, Alvin Cornista Labra, Alvin Micosa Galicia, and Alfie Peña Redonda are likewise charged as principals by indispensable cooperation for the murder of Percy Lapid. Second, for murder of Cristito Villamor Palanya, alias June Villamor E. Globa, or Crisanto Villamor, nickname Edoy, we have charged Director General Gerald Kitaleg Bantag and DSO Ricardo Soriano Zulueta as principals by inducement. PDLs Alvin Cornista Labra, Alvin Micosa Galicia, Mario Hermones Alvarez, and Joseph Medel Jorfo are charged as principals by indispensable cooperation. PDLs Christian Dizon Ramak, Ricky Lamigo Salgado, Rodi Pabustan de la Cruz, and Joel Alog Reyes are charged as principals by direct participation. It was found through the investigation that, that both Director General Gerald Bantag and DSO Ricardo Zulueta were behind the killing of both Percy Lapid and June Villamor. The sworn statements of the PDL show a clear and direct line of communication from Director General and DSO Zulueta to Denver Mayores, who communicate with Alvin Labra, who then coordinated with Alvin Galicia, who then orchestrated and executed the killing of Percy Lapid through his gang members and his gang members' contacts on the outside, ultimately ending with gunman Joel Escorial and his group. With respect to June Villamor, the same sworn statements of the PDLs show a similar clear and direct line of communication from the Director General and DSO Ricardo Zulueta to Denver Mayores, who communicated with Alvin Labra and then coordinated the same with Alvin Galicia, who then orchestrated and executed the killing of June Villamor through his gang members. This time, June Villamor was suffocated to death by a plastic bag and held by his own gang members. This unique circumstance shows that the order came from a high official of the Bucor. One usually seeks refuge and protection from his own gang members. The fact that they killed one of their own means and indicates that there were instructions from the top and the gang simply had no choice but to execute. Director General Bantag had a clear motive to effect the murders. For Percy Lapid, it was continued expose by the latter of the issues against the former on his show, Lapid Fire. This is evident from the video sent by DSO Zulueta to Denver Mayores, which was later forwarded to both Alvin Labra and Aldrin Galicia. For June Villamor, it was the attempt to cover up the murder of Percy Lapid. We have initial yet credible intelligence reports that indicate that the money trails described by the PDLs match the bank activity of those charged. The self-confessed gunman stated that the reward for the murder of Percy Lapid was 550,000 pesos. According to the credible intelligence reports, within the period of September 15, 2022 and October 7, 2022, there were indeed cash deposits totaling the amount of 550,000 pesos. In sum, all the statements given by the PDLs and gunman Joel Escorial, coupled with evidence, corroborate as to the material facts needed to prove the 2 counts of murder. All departments and agencies involved in this case extend their heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims in these 2 cases. No amount of cases filed will bring their loved ones back to this world. However, the unfortunate deaths of both Percy Lapid and June Villamor will not go in vain. The investigation has brought to light the institutionalization of a criminal organization within the government. This will be the cause of many reforms in government and the strengthening of current mechanisms to ensure that nothing of this nature will ever happen again. This concerted and coordinated effort of both the DOJ and the DILG is a war against impunity and the continuous and gross disregard of the rule of law. Thank you.
The principle that we adopted here in charging the mastermind is the totality of all the facts given to us by all the witnesses and all the circumstances attendant to the killing. So it's a totality test. It is not for us to point out a direct link, but the totality of all the acts points out to the participation of and responsibility of those charged. No subpoena was issued. That will come, because the case was filed already, that will be with the fiscal, because they have the rights to counsel, and they may answer there. Pero gusto, tinanong lahat ng testigo. And you know, this is an exceptional case. All of these, none of these people would have talked if General Bantag remained as the head of the Bucor. The fear of General Bantag is just tremendous and unbelievable from the eyes of these PDLs. So that we chose this, maybe that we can say that we thought it best in conducting the investigation that we let General Bantag answer his charges formally with the fiscal's office. We issued, now they will be issued subpoenas to their last known addresses because we understand that the Asol Solveta has been in hiding already. He skipped town 4 or 5 days ago. And General Bantag, we expect to give it to him at the Bucor and his last known address in Caloocan City. Well, it's what you call a lookout order. If somebody wants to leave the country, it's a lookout order that we issue. And I think that's the way that the law is enforced in our country. With the criminal organization, I would say that the beer that was found, that was surrendered by the people, the drugs, the computers, the telephones, the weapons inside Bilibid, is a very, very strong indication of the presence of a criminal organization. With a centralized purchasing system, a centralized way of doing contraband selling and contraband work within a prison system. I think that itself would tell you that there is a criminal organization lurking within.